Good day, everyone. So, did you know that there is a collaboration currently happening between Genshin Impact and Xiaohongshu? Well, basically, this collaboration involves Kokomi and it's not widely advertised. You can even see on the post, very few people have even actually taken note of this in the Western or global audience. But basically, from my understanding, is that this application is a social media application, and what is happening is that you can now use special Kokomi emotes between the 3rd of November and the 12th of November on this social media app, which I think most of us don't have access to. But luckily for us, my friends have done God's work. Thank you, Chloe and Noah, and they've gotten all of the Kokomi emotes for us. Now, since these are obviously official emotes, we can use them on the channel, and I'll definitely be showcasing them from time to time. But what is really interesting to me is that we haven't been told any of this, and I think what summarizes this so well is one of the comments down here below, and I'm so glad someone else points this out. And basically the comment reads, this is interesting. So in a patch where she basically lost a lot of stuff, they give her the UMEA treatment where she simply goes full grassroots. So Hoyo does not want Kokomi to lose popularity by that much either. Well, they couldn't care less about global, and I absolutely sympathize with what this person is saying. It's such a shame that they didn't even give us an in-game notice of this collaboration, unless I completely missed it. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but this wasn't as widely advertised, otherwise I would have picked up. But more so the sentiment around this. So what has Kokomi really lost? Well, let's be quite frank about it. I made one of my recent posts here on YouTube and I said, let's discuss Kokomi versus Farina. And no, we're not talking about combat, which is a big misinterpretation from the people that probably didn't even read what I was saying. But basically, if you think about it, Kokomi is supposedly like links to the ocean and to the waters and all of these things. She's shown walking on water, she's diving in the deep ocean with the whales and the fishes, and you'd imagine that she would have quite a strong connection with aquatic themes, and yet she gets one jellyfish summon, whereas Farina gets four aquatic summons. Basically, Kokomi has one outfit and Farina gets two outfit, but that basically like power creeps all the characters. You can see here Kokomi has to use a burst to walk on water for 10 seconds, whereas Farina does it kind of infinitely. Farina gets unique burst effect that changes the screen, so you get a very nice effect where Kokomi just gets the generic, oh, we're going to disable the fog effect in the background, which you can see with characters like Yelan or Raiden's burst and so on. Kokomi does not get any dolphin diving, despite the fact that you've got a water region. Her swimming passage doesn't work, but hey, Farina does get all of these goodies, as well as a CD reduction for all the underwater combat abilities in Fontaine, which is so crazy. A couple of other things like better animations, and also the fact that Farina gets like a dual archetype. It's really crazy how much Farina, if you put her side by side to Kokomi, just gets. And I know a lot of people would be like, but she is the Archon. But the thing is, Farina herself has not demonstrated so far in like 4 Archon acts why she is associated with the environment of Hydro or like water. Yes, she's the Hydro Archon, but there's nothing aquatic about it. There's nothing marine life about Farina's outfit and look that actually gives it. So from a thematic perspective, it is so obvious that they're like kind of short shafting Kokomi here just to sell Farina. And I think this is really what this comment at the bottom was kind of hinting at. It's certainly something that I've been hinting at, and I think someone else also put this like absolutely beautifully. So let me just quickly scroll down to where they are. Here it is. Like after Fashion ASMR puts it so beautifully, they are kind of like desperate to sell banners. This is why we can see, you know, new characters have like all of these features and so on. And I think what they've written here is very beautiful. Hoyo themselves need to sell the Fontaine characters. That's why they have all of these slick goodies and animations. If you've noticed, like there's a lot more effort put into Fontaine characters than Sumeru characters, as an example. And like this person says, is this feature creep? Yeah. Do they think it's fair? Nope. And I'm 100% in agreement here. This is not just about Kokomi versus Farina. It's actually a much bigger discussion. It's a discussion about like Hoyo lagging in terms of their game. They clearly like highlighted in the 4.2 live stream that they want to implement new game modes for longevity, and you can clearly see that they wouldn't be worried about replayability and longevity of the game if it wasn't an issue. And I think this is really what's being reflected. So yeah, it's really is crazy. And I also think that this is a very nice point that was made here as well. Kokomi herself is actually really amazing at C0. We've kind of pointed this out, and I do think that characters like Farina and some of the other Fontaine characters do feel scummy in that sense that they're not complete units at C0, so hence they would need to offer you a couple of extra sweeteners in order to sell you the character. And this really just points out to a very terrible way of treating your characters in the game. I mean, I'm happy that we've gotten emotes, but I'm also upset that Hoyo hasn't like made this collaboration worldwide or brought it to other social media platforms and so on, and or like even just made the emotes available on the Discord. Maybe I'm wrong about all of this, but having something like this just fly under the radar, it just doesn't sit good with me as a Kokomi main. I'm happy on the one sense, but the issues surrounding how they're treating the character is something that really bugs me. In any case, this does not take away anything from Farina. Don't make that mistake. Farina is going to be absolutely a unit on its own. We are just discussing this from a more global or like a higher level perspective and really asking some of the critical questions and putting it to Hoyo. Couldn't there have been a better way to implement and make Farina stand out as a unique representation of Hydro instead of like deliberately picking on the good features that Kokomi has and incorporating it? It's an open question. You can answer it or not. I also think Rip Mona mains, but that's a conversation for another day. Anyhow, yeah, that is what I have to say. Surprised by the secret collaboration, but at least we've got some juicy emotes. Thanks for watching.